All right, guys, we are in the Type R. We are going to go for a little drive. We ran out of daylight. I guess I'll shut these off. Anyway, we'll go for a quick drive around town. But yeah. Anyway, we did a little walk around of the Type R. I like the just my quick thoughts that for the interior looks a lot cleaner than the 10th generation, like the FK8, in my opinion. It's just a better looking design, and I think it's going to age very well in comparison. It kind of gives me the feel of like a EK9. It's a solid design, and it's gonna age well. So 20 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever, I think it's going to be a good design, and you're not going to feel like you're sitting in a really old car. And it's a really nice spot to be. Like, I don't know if you guys can notice now, we have the strip here, like the ambient lighting, and even like the floors lit up a little bit. Exterior wise, I did really like the FK8, but for me, I had a 10th gen SI with the PRL turbo kit, and I liked it, and I know the K20C1 was a lot better than the L15B7, but I didn't like it enough to make the jump from the SI to the FK8. Like, the exterior seemed unfinished. Like, when it comes to the body panels and stuff, it looked like they had the hatch and then it was added on after the fact with the flares and just the small pieces that they added to the Type R. It seemed like it was afterthought. Like, they had the hatch and now it's like, okay, what can we do? Let's add this or that to make it look like a Type R. Where this car, it seemed like it was planned ahead. So, well, it had to be planned ahead, just because the fact they widened the fenders, they widened the like the quarter panels. It has like a full wide body. Nothing looks like it's stuck on. Nothing looks like it's an afterthought. They had the intentions to design it this way, and they designed it. So I think it's just a overall better looking design inside and out. I know some people really like how aggressive the FK8 looks, and that's fine. Like, I honestly like both of them. Both of them have the same motor. Both of them have the same transmission. Like, they're both really good cars. You'll be happy with either one of them, I'm sure. But for me personally, this does it for me. In my opinion, this is, they couldn't have done a better job with this car. The only thing that they could have done that I'd be happy with is maybe a little bit more power. But I know K-Tuner or Honda is going to come along, and that problem is going to be solved really quick. So anyway, it is what it is. Things I noticed initially from my SI is, I thought the SI transmission was good, and it is really good. It's a really good feeling transmission. The shifter is phenomenal. I didn't think they'd be able to make it better, but this is even better. This transmission feels even better. The shifter feels perfect. This might be better than this is probably better than an S2000 shifter. So anybody that owns an S2000, let me know your thoughts. Get in, roll the gears in your FL5, and then get in your S2000. Give me a real comparison. Like, I've sat in an S2000, rode gears in it, but it's been so long, I would dare say that this feels better than the S2000 transmission. This thing is phenomenal. So yeah, steering's a lot tighter. The car is flat. Through a turn, it feels like my best way to describe it is basically like a hockey puck on ice. There's no roll, there's no nothing. The car just moves flat on the surface. Obviously, I'm not going to push the car super hard. It's out here on some back roads, but my initial thoughts are it is super flat. Feels like a hockey puck. Gives you this, like the suspension's stiff, but I've been driving around in R mode for the last week, so that's probably why I find it so stiff. But like I said, I'm gonna set up a individual mode, and I'm gonna have everything in R besides the suspension. I'm gonna put in comfort, so I think that will get rid of the problem with the suspension being a little too stiff for the street. The steering is a lot less slacking. It's tighter, it's direct, it's, I don't know, it's the SI is good, but it still feels a lot better than the SI. The turning, the suspension, how stiff everything is, the shifter feels better, the transmission feels better, there's way, even with my downpipe and tune, there's way more power. This thing pulls right to redline, pulls right to 7,000. It feels like it would keep climbing if we had more RPMs. It doesn't seem to run at a turbo at all. It seems like this thing just keeps building power up top. What else can I say? Oh, if you're on the highway, if you're in 6th gear and say you need to pass somebody or whatever, you roll into it. This thing, like, obviously you don't want to lug the engine. You don't want to go throw your foot down in 6th gear. You know what I mean? At 2,000 RPMs, that's not going to be good. Your rods aren't going to like it. Nothing's going to like it. But if you're in 6th gear and you're at, say, 30% throttle, this thing rolls out pretty good on the highway. Like, I can get from 100 to 140 kilometers. Sorry, I'm in Canada. Quickly. You never need a downshift in this car at all. The torque is instant, and it pulls. Like, there's never a need to downshift, especially when you're passing somebody. You'll never need that. So yeah, like, suspension's good, steering's awesome, transmission's awesome, great power from the factory. The car, like, when I'm sitting in the car, it doesn't feel big on the road. It feels like it is its size, but it feels wide. Like, just when I look out over the hood, the car feels wide. I don't know what it is, but it feels like I'm sitting in a wider car than what I am. Like, it almost feels like it's a lot more nimble than my Mustang, obviously, that I had, but it feels like it has that presence of it, that it's a bigger, like a wide car. We'll go up here, we'll go through some back roads. The rev matching downshift is phenomenal in the Type R. It's good in the SI, but it's phenomenal. Like, I never really used it before. Like, in other cars, sometimes I would use it, sometimes I wouldn't. But the more I drive around town and stuff, the more I find it's actually convenience. So I've been getting it. It's just convenient around town, especially if you're in a lot of stop and go traffic. Like, just easier to live with. Alright, sorry about that, guys. GoPro died, but anyway, what I was saying, car feels awesome. What I did notice, the car is super flat with the suspension, the steering super direct. There's tons of torque to come out of the corners, and this thing gives you tons of confidence. Like, even right now it's like 36 degrees Fahrenheit. The car gives you tons of confidence between the suspension, the steering, and these Pilot Sport 4S's, 265/30 19s, wide tires, decent tires from the factory. For the street, they give tons of grip. So the amount of confidence that you have going into a turn with this car is ridiculous for me, for what I'm used to. I'm used to like an SI, like I had a 8th gen, cammed 8th gen, supercharged 9th gen, big turbo kit 10th gen, my 10th gen or my 11th gen SI, supercharged Mustang. Like, the speed that this can take a turn in comparison to those is so much higher. It's nothing's even close to it. Nothing is even close. So it's like I'm pushing the car, but I'm probably not even pushing the car. The car gives me so much confidence in the turns that I'm worried that I'm pushing it too far. But I think when I'm in it, I'm nowhere near its potential. I'm probably at like 40-50% of the car's potential, maybe. And I'm thinking I'm pushing it too hard because I'm used to those other vehicles where they'd start to slip, there'd be roll, you'd be uncomfortable. You'd start to get uncomfortable in a turn or a certain section. But this, you're not uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable with the fact that you're going as quick as you are through the turns or through this tight section. The car's doing it effortlessly, but you're concerned because of the pace that you're taking. You know what I mean? You're taking this section. So this would be good. I would love to get this down the mainland to AMP, Atlantic Motorsports Park, and actually get my license to race down there and actually do that road course. Like, that's where this car would absolutely shine, for sure. I wish we'd lose this car in front of us. Like, I'm in third gear at like $3,000 and I'll roll into it here. Like, this car, you can do that through a turn. The car doesn't get unsettled at all. It just squats down and it's absolutely glued to the pavement.